To modify your dimension styles in your projects or your Revit templates, you can do this underneath the Annotate tab, and then by selecting on the word Dimension with a little down arrow next to it. When you click there, you'll see a variety of different linear, angular, radial, and diameter dimension types. Each one of these different type categories corresponds with one of the types that we see here underneath the Annotate. In this case, I'm going to pick on linear dimension types, but the same information is going to be underneath any of these other type property boxes. So I'm going to select on linear dimension type, and here we can see the type properties related to this kind of dimension. Some of this information is going to include how should the dimension string look like. In this case, we have the option between a continuous, a baseline, or an ordinate. There's also leader type. Does it need to be an arc? Is it going to be a straight line? Do we want to have tick marks that look a specific way? Which means, should there be a tick mark, an arrow, a dot, anything that might be at the end of the leader? If we continue to look down this list, we'll find more and more properties that are associated just to the way the dimension is displayed. You can even specify that you want to have a center line symbol or mark show up anytime that you're dimensioning to the center of a circle or to the center of an object. There's more properties as we go down, including the color of your dimensions, which fonts and the width that you're going to have for those dimensions, which units that you want to have for those dimensions. In the case of units, if I click here where it has units format, by default it'll always try to use the project settings unless you clear this out and then tell it to be some other kind of units like metric, fractional, feet and inches. Whatever units you want, you can specify that in the dimension style. And there's information in here that you can format and make the dimension display exactly the way you'd like it to display. To get to that information, all you need to do is come up here to the Annotate tab. If you're in your project, it'll only affect that one project. If you're inside of your Revit template, then all future projects will have these settings. Then from the Annotate tab, go into Dimension with the down arrow, pick the appropriate one off of the list, and when you do, you'll get a listing of different kinds of settings that you can change and adjust in order to create those kind of dimension styles that you need for your projects.